After years of building my business, I let my brother handle taxes for 1 year. He embezzled everything and told me, "You weren't watching. That's on you." He posted online that I'd run it into the ground. I disappeared for a while, then returned with a forensic accountant, IRS documents, and a court summons that I never thought I'd be the kind of man who'd end up living in his in-laws' basement at 43. But there I was, broke, humiliated, and furious. I barely left the room those first few weeks. Jen tried to stay strong, but I could see the way she looked at me, like I wasn't the man she married anymore. And maybe I wasn't. Everything I'd built, everything we planned for, it was gone.
People didn't call to check on me.
They didn't ask what happened. They just stopped calling altogether. I'd gone from respected small business owner to some cautionary tale almost overnight. And Adam? He was out there, posting pictures of his new condo in Seattle, holding champagne glasses at rooftop bars. He had the nerve to list himself online as a financial consultant. I remember one night. Couldn't sleep. I went outside with a beer and just stood in the cold. I kept thinking about that text he sent, "You weren't watching. That's on you." Like he was proud of it. Like I deserved it. That moment hardened something in me. The next day, I called up Lisa Talbot, a forensic accountant I'd found through a guy I used to do landscaping for. Lisa was no nonsense. Wore the same gray sweater every time I saw her. She had this way of flipping through documents like she was skimming someone's soul. I gave her everything. My laptop. My bank access. Old emails. Even paper receipts I'd stuffed in boxes in the garage. She worked like a machine, quiet, focused. After a few weeks, she called me in and showed me a spreadsheet. "This," she said, "is what your brother did to you. Over $180,000 siphoned over the course of 11 months. Split across 3 fake LLCs. All registered in his name, but with slight variations to look like third-party vendors. He'd written checks from the business account, marked them as equipment rental or consulting fees, and deposited them into accounts he controlled. He even used my name on a few documents to make it look like I'd approved the payments. She also found falsified tax forms. Payroll withholdings that were never paid. Fake employees. Backdated signatures. And worst of all, he'd rerouted company emails so that IRS notifications went straight to him. He didn't just make a mistake. He planned it. Lisa helped me file a report with the IRS Fraud Division. It took time, months. I couldn't work legally while the audit was ongoing, so I took under-the-table jobs doing drywall, landscaping for cash, even some roofing gigs with a guy I barely knew. Anything to survive. Jen stayed with me. I'll give her that. She had every reason to leave. I was angry all the time, withdrawn. But she stuck it out. After about 8 months, the IRS gave me the green light to proceed civilly. That's when I filed the lawsuit. We had everything documented. Wire transfers, false reports, even emails where Adam joked with a friend about cleaning house. It was airtight. The court summons was the final nail. I made sure it came certified mail, signature required. I wanted him to feel it when he held that envelope in his hands. And right behind it, within a few days, came the federal audit notice. Then the state tax board got involved. He had no idea what was coming. That was just the start. Adam didn't respond right away. Weeks passed. I figured maybe he was scrambling for a lawyer, maybe trying to spin up some excuse, or disappear altogether. Then one night I got a message. It was a DM on Instagram, of all places.
Adam, hi.
Thought you'd moved on. Guess not. You're really going to try and drag me down over a little money? Pathetic. That word, pathetic, hit me harder than I expected. Not because it hurt, but because it proved what I already knew. He didn't feel even a sliver of guilt. He was smug, untouchable. He thought I'd just fall apart and vanish like a loser. I didn't respond. I forwarded the message to my attorney. 3 weeks later, I was served. He was suing me for defamation. He claimed my allegations were malicious, false, and damaging to his career. He said I had no evidence and was trying to ruin his professional reputation out of spite. It would have been laughable if it didn't mean more legal fees, more paperwork, more time. I couldn't believe it. He stole from me, gutted my business, and now he was trying to frame himself as the victim. But it backfired. The discovery process for the defamation suit forced both sides to disclose financials. That opened up a new door for me. Lisa found another account Adam hadn't reported, one he opened under his girlfriend's name, using it to funnel smaller payments. She pulled up flight records, expensive hotel stays, jewelry purchases, all paid for by that account, all tied back to the money stolen from my business. We subpoenaed his girlfriend, Erica. She cracked in less than a day. She handed over screenshots, texts, voice memos. One of them had Adam saying, "Clear as day, he'll never find it. He still thinks I care about family." That clip changed everything. The IRS filed formal charges against him for tax fraud. The state followed with a criminal complaint for embezzlement. My civil suit got fast-tracked once Erica's evidence was entered. And his little defamation case dropped within 48 hours. Then came the fallout. His new employer, a boutique investment firm in Seattle, fired him immediately after receiving notice of the IRS investigation. They froze his accounts, reported him to the SEC. He tried to claim wrongful termination, but when they released a statement about discovering ongoing criminal investigations, that was the end of that. And still, he wouldn't shut up. He went on Facebook again, said I was jealous, mentally unstable, out for revenge. His friends, people I'd known since high school, commented things like, "Don't let haters win," and "Blood doesn't mean loyalty." I read every word. And I kept every screenshot. By this point, I didn't want just money. I didn't even want my old life back. I wanted him exposed.
Completely. Publicly.
With receipts. Just when I thought we were closing in, Adam pulled a move I didn't expect. He filed for bankruptcy. It was a stall tactic, but it worked. The civil suit hit a wall. The court paused proceedings to sort out the bankruptcy filing. His attorney claimed Adam was destitute, that he'd been financially devastated by my unfounded accusations. He even submitted fake expense reports showing Adam in debt, living off credit cards, scraping by. What he didn't count on was that I still had Lisa. She tore the bankruptcy filings apart. She found a newly opened crypto wallet, funded 2 days after he was fired. She traced a wire transfer to a private bank account in the Cayman Islands. She even flagged a suspicious business registration in his girlfriend's name, AE Consulting, registered in Nevada with no address, no website, but a sudden influx of $42,000 in cash flow. We brought this to the bankruptcy trustee. That changed everything. Suddenly, the judge put a freeze on Adam's assets. They reopened the civil case. The IRS launched a secondary investigation, this time for bankruptcy fraud. His girlfriend, Erica, was subpoenaed again. This time, she didn't just hand over texts, she turned on him completely. She testified under oath that Adam had bragged about sinking the ship before it went down. She said he had planned everything from the beginning, that joining my business was step one in his exit strategy from debt. But there was one more twist I hadn't seen coming. Erica told us Adam had done this before. Back in 2016, he managed finances for a nonprofit in Tacoma. The executive director suddenly resigned, and the organization went under in less than a year. There were whispers of financial mismanagement, but nothing stuck. Adam walked away clean, no charges, no paper trail. Until now. We pulled records, found matching patterns. Shell LLCs. Overstated expenses. Money moved in and out of personal accounts. It was the same scam. That gave us leverage to approach the state attorney general's office. They agreed to open a joint case with both Spokane and Tacoma jurisdictions. Now, it wasn't just civil. It wasn't just IRS. It was a multi-jurisdiction criminal investigation for fraud, tax evasion, wire fraud, and conspiracy. By then, Adam had gone dark online, deleted his accounts, changed his phone number,
Moved out of his condo.
but he couldn't hide from what came next. A federal indictment. They arrested him at his new apartment, some rental in Bellevue under his cousin's name. I got the notice a few hours later. I just sat there, holding it.
No joy. No smile.
Just that long, cold breath I hadn't been able to take since the day he stole everything. The trial took place in the U.S. District Court in downtown Spokane. I sat in that courtroom every single day, dressed in the same worn suit I'd bought back when I still had my business. I didn't come for closure. I came for justice. I came so he'd see my face every time his lies were read aloud, every time a witness stood up and pointed at him. Adam showed up with a public defender. Gone was the tailored suit, the cocky grin, the air of control. He looked pale, tired, thinner. But I didn't care. He brought this on himself. The prosecution laid it all out. Forged tax documents, embezzlement schemes, bankruptcy fraud, wire transfers to hidden accounts. They played recordings, showed screenshots, bank records, witness testimony, including Erica's. She sat just a few feet from him and told the court. He said screwing over his brother was just business. Nothing personal. I testified, too. I told them how I'd started the business from nothing. How Adam came in under the pretense of helping me. How I watched everything fall apart. Employees leaving, clients pulling contracts, trucks repossessed, my marriage barely holding together. How I'd spent a year working in crawl spaces and roof lines just to afford groceries. When I finished, I looked straight at Adam. He didn't meet my eyes. The jury deliberated for less than 4 hours. Guilty on all counts. Sentencing came 2 months later. He got 12 years in federal prison, with no chance of parole for at least 9. The judge called his crimes calculated, cruel, and carried out against the one person who trusted him most. But that wasn't the end. The civil suit went forward now that criminal proceedings were done. The court awarded me $298,000 in restitution. His assets, what was left of them, were seized and liquidated. His car, the crypto, even the ring he bought Erica. All gone. But the best part wasn't the money. It was the letter. I got it about 6 months after sentencing. A formal notice from the State Board of Accountants. Adam was permanently barred from working in any financial capacity in the state of Washington. He lost his CPA license, his consulting certifications, and his ability to register new businesses. He was branded, officially and forever, a financial criminal. Word got out. Our old high school friends stopped defending him. His name disappeared from LinkedIn. Even the smug posts, the rooftop selfies, the champagne shots, they were gone. Replaced by a mugshot and a case number. Jen and I are still rebuilding. It's slow. I don't want to restart the business. That part of my life is done. But I sleep at night now. I look my wife in the eye. I don't flinch when the mail comes. And, as for Adam, he's in a concrete box, surrounded by men who don't care who his brother was or how clever his schemes used to be. He's nobody now. And I'm the man who made that happen.